what is the most important skill to practice?
Well, the first thing we got to get right is the eyes. We talk about it all the time, right? It's mainly our whole, everything we teach. Man, if you fix the vision, the eyes, look where you want to go. But we can talk about it, you can do it, but you have to practice it so that it becomes second nature. So I'd say that one's first, vision, and all the other things fall into line behind that.
So what do you think is the most challenging track to show off a BMW?
Wow. One that's closed, because once you open that track and put the BMW on it, it's going to be awesome all the time. Is that a good answer?
Good answer. Boxers or briefs? I mean, it's out there. People want to know.
Nomex fireproof motorsport underwear, of course, Derek.
Of course.
You know this.
Of course, only Nomex at all times, right? So, what is your favorite BMW M car right now?
Man, it would be hard for me to go against the M5, because I've always been kind of an M5 guy every generation. I've loved the current car is amazing, so I'd have to say that's my favorite one right now.
What do you prefer, normally aspirated or turbo?
Yes is the answer. Yes, and you mean like this? Yes. Twin turbo action for you. That's right.
How many hours behind the wheel before it clicks?
Wow. Well, in the words of my friend James Walker, it depends, right? Could be a little different for everybody. But we do know that practice and seat time, that's where you get the skills. So some people pick up some things pretty quick. Maybe some other things like the skid pad, maybe it takes a little while before it clicks and that light bulb comes on. Don't know exactly, it's different for each person, but come on over and get started.
What is your favorite exercise to do in an M school?
Man, you know what? That's a really tough one, actually. I guess maybe the favorite to really see somebody get it right is maybe the skid pad.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to drift and they start having some success and get where they can do it. That part's really cool.
If you had to pick one BMW from history, one BMW to have for the rest of your life, your daily,
so I knew
what's
this
that
question.
going to be?
I knew this one was coming. I knew this question was coming. And so even though I've only been in it a tiny bit, if I had to pick one, I think it might be X5M.
Ooh,
because I want to be able to go anywhere, any kind of luggage, utility. It's got a proper tailgate. You can sit on the back, go park somewhere. It's crazy fast. You can do anything with it. I think probably that's a tough one though.
Is it true that you had a luxurious, robust mullet when you worked at the Jim Russell School?
I did. I did. Also, I don't know if any of those pictures are around. That at one time, I think, as you described it, the Tom Selleck mustache and the mullet. Then we went to the more city cleaned up mullet.
Yes.
And now that the party in the back's gone now.
Party in the back's gone.
It's gone now.
It's still business up front, but the party in the back is not so much, right?
It's not so much anymore.
Somebody asked, do you still have your E39 M5?
So now I'm going to cry. Okay, this is one of those you're trying to make me cry.
I know.
No, unfortunately, I do not. The car I said I would never sell, but I sold it back to the guy I bought it from. So that was a proper, I know it's in good hands, and it is residing with some other classic BMWs. It was time to get my teenage daughter a car, and I decided it would be better for everyone if she did not learn in that car, because I was sort of attached to it. So she got another BMW instead. Yeah, so that one is gone.
Can you demo a power slide and then maintain it while we're doing this video?
Yeah. There's a little bit of one right there. We need a cool place. All right, let's go onto the skid pad. Yes, so there we initiated. Actually drove it in like on a hot lap, used a little bit of brake to kind of rotate it, turned it in, and now we are drifting and power sliding, but we could also just do it with the gas. That's the way if we're on the skid pad with training, big squeeze of that gas pedal, kick out the rear, and then catch it.
What kind of tires do you recommend? What's your
Man.
favorite tire?
Let's see how you look this way.
Oh.
Dutch angle.
Oh, looking at the ground.
Yes, on a big side slope on our off-road course. So, well, as you know, Derek, we got a pretty awesome tire partner here.
Yeah, we do.
At our performance centers, Continental Tires. So that's what we run on all the M cars, the Continental Extreme Contact Sport. The tire is amazing. So, I mean, we have a lot of great suppliers that work with BMW. But if I'm picking right now, I'm going to say, man, throw you some Continentals on there. They're awesome.
Always awesome, all
Always
the time.
awesome. Yep.
All right. Have you ever wrecked a race car?
Have any of you guys ever watched any NASCAR stuff? You know I used to race that, right? Yeah, the answer is yes. Quite a few times. Here we go. How's this angle, camera guy? You like this one, huh? Oh, whoa, there we go. Somebody tilt the camera back.
Oh my gosh.
So we're on our off-road course, having some fun on the extreme hill with these guys. Yeah, so the answer is yes, of course, yeah. And especially when I was doing all the oval racing type stuff, there's not much margin there, so you know, you get people fighting for real estate and cars get crashed sometimes, so yes.
It happens.
It happens, and
Right.
yep.
What do you think is the most common mistake?
Back to eyes, you looking in the wrong place, right? So you get bad information to your brain about where you want to go, and man, then it all starts going wrong. So it's easier sometimes under pressure to look at the problem, and everything we're doing is trying to train you to look for the solution.
What do you think is more important? Lower weight or better balance front to rear?
We're talking about cars, right? Yeah. Yes. So lower weight is good for a car, right? That's what they're talking about, right? In a race car, a car that weighs less will be easier on the tires. It generally, if you have less weight, it should make a car perform better every way, under braking, cornering, and acceleration, right? But if I had to pick that balance front to rear, I would say that, because a well-balanced car, you can always drive it fast. If it's a little bit lighter, yes, that would be great, but the balance is what's so important. And that's why you see so many BMWs that are in amateur racing and in all kinds of racing, because this 50-50 weight balance. It's just a car that responds the way you want. It manages the tires equally. You can drive it fast and have confidence. So, I mean, if it's me, I want both, a lighter car and a perfectly balanced car, but if I had to pick one, I'd say balance.
Another question, somebody want to know, could they bring their own car here? Is it possible to bring your own personal car here?
Ooh, you like that?
Oh,
Balancing there.
Oh, a little frame bender.
Yes, you can bring it here and park it in the parking lot, and then you come drive our fleet of cars on track, which is really what you want to do, right? So can you bring your own personal car and run it through our schools? No. So we have a fleet of about 125 cars, though, at each performance center, and you're in the latest M cars and M performance cars and X vehicles, and come and use our stuff.
So Matt, we had somebody ask, when can I go on a hot lap?
You're on one right now.